Every story has a happy ending. You know, if I heard that title on someone else's video, I would say, what the heaven? What do they mean? They're nuts. My emotional body, my emotions would say that's not true. My mind would say that's not true. But then as I sit with it, I realized today that that is accurate. I've been a filmmaker my whole life. When I was making films at 19, I went blind. I certainly didn't feel that had a happy ending at the time. I couldn't imagine that that would have a happy ending, although it has. And as a filmmaker, I just realized today, I had the aha, the insight. You know, I asked myself, well, why do I like films, movies with happy endings? Because, you know, it's very chic, it's very in, it's very hip to have an unhappy ending. It's more sophisticated. People feel it's more accurate, more real to have an unhappy ending to a movie or a story. And I understand that, and I used to make films like that. And now, in fact, the last 10 or 20 years, I really only enjoy happy endings. In fact, if a film or movie doesn't have a happy ending, then I create one. And I just decide this is what really happened to these people, to the situation in the film. And so this morning I was asking myself, well, why do I do that? Why do I like happy endings? And why do I always go out of my way to spend the time to create a happy ending for movies and films and stories? Well, as I went deeper, as I asked that question, if I knew why I prefer happy endings, I realized that it's true for me. I'm not saying it's the absolute truth. I'm just saying for me, it's accurate. As I look at my life, and I look at the stories of my life, the challenges in particular, and I've had some big ones. Blindness for quite a while, being sick for quite a while. I was killed in a car accident. At the time, and for many years after those challenges, those situations, I did not feel that there was any way that that situation ever could be a benefit or a blessing or have a gift. It was only with the years that I took, with those incidents and the feelings around them, and realizing the feelings I had and the memories and the trauma, so-called trauma and so on around those incidents, and judgment on myself, on others, I realized all of that wasn't serving me. So I started to ask a question that my shaman teachers suggested, and most teachers from India and other cultures, other spiritual traditions, if you listen carefully, they all suggest this type of questioning in some way. And that is to ask, okay, right now, in the moment, this situation, this challenge does not feel like it could ever have a happy ending. I'm not enjoying it now. I can't imagine it ever working out in any way that would be beneficial. And that is a given, okay? You feel that way. That's true in the moment. And that's definitely true for the personality, the mind. But you could also ask, if you would like to feel better, if you'd like by the law of attraction to attract more and better futures, more and better moments from this moment on in your life, to shift how you feel now and also to change what you attract in life, you could ask a different question. And the essence of this question is, what has been the beneficial purpose of this situation, this challenge? How has it served me in some way? How has it given me perspective, depth? What qualities does it help me to develop as a soul, as a human being? Compassion, creativity, understanding, strength, gentleness, creativity, playfulness, flexibility. How has this experience taught me? What has it brought to me? What is the hidden gift in this situation? For my blindness, which was at 19, I did get my eyesight back after a few months, but then I got very, very sick, and my eyes, I had cataracts, all kinds of other eye situations ever since. Not ever since, but I mean for the next 10 years, I had challenges to my health and my eyes. And then, I died in the car crash. I came back after half an hour. But I kept asking myself, these situations, I don't feel happy about them. They didn't have a happy ending. Maybe I got stronger. But I kept asking. And I found as I went deeper, I got better answers, different answers, more satisfying answers. And in the end, more accurate answers as I kept asking. And at one point, I was quite surprised. At one point, I was actually grateful for those years of blindness and eye problems. I was actually grateful for dying in that truck and everything that ensued from there. And the lack of money, running out of money completely twice in my life. I actually couldn't imagine at the time or even years afterwards that I would ever feel good or grateful about having those experiences. And I can tell you right now, I do. And I'm as surprised as maybe you are. What I did was, at the advice of my teachers and really every great book and teaching that's out there, I just kept asking. And what I did is I waited until I felt strong enough to ask the question, how has this served me? What gift is there within this experience? And am I willing to accept it? Am I willing to move into the gift, to receive the gift, to get the benefit of that experience? And I found that until I was willing to receive and own and live in the gift, in the benefit, in the blessing of that experience, I wasn't grateful for it. I wasn't happy it happened. But once I finally was able to give myself the benefit, the gift, the perspective, the depth, the more aliveness, the power, personal power that experience gave me, and once I was living in that new state that it shifted me to, once I accepted it fully, embodied it, felt I deserved it and owned it, acknowledged it, as I say, I ordered the furniture and moved in to this new empowered state. Once I was in that state, I was very thankful that I had that experience, because all of them helped me to arrive at the present moment. Not just this present moment, but each present moment. And to live in that present moment. The oneness, the eternal now. And in that space, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't even come up what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future. You're in a state of acceptance, allowing, happiness, joy. At just being alive. Enjoying this moment. And whatever got me here, I'm very grateful for. So what I might suggest, what I did anyway, was to wait until I felt very strong, rested, courageous, very brave, and very willing to ask those questions. I didn't ask them when I was feeling very mental, very troubled, low energy, tired. I waited until I felt really good or clear, when I felt alert, awake. Or when I might have heard someone else's story of when they had a realization that this situation, this challenge, ended up having a happy ending. And I said, I'd like to find out if this incident with this person, this relationship, or health problem, or money challenge, I'd like to find out how that has served me in a factual, accurate way. And so, whatever way you can find to drop into your heart, the field of the heart, the field of intuition, source, in oneness, that sense of knowingness. Not a mental thinking. It's not about looking for it, mentally trying to figure out. Instead, letting go and getting yourself in a quiet, empty, open state. You could do that by walking, swimming, playing with the dog or cat, cooking, quilting, knitting, taking a shower, taking a swim, praying, meditating, breathing, whatever ways you have to show up in the present moment, excited about life. And when you're in that sense of excitement and joy at simply being alive, and you feel the clarity in your head, that's a great time to ask. And ask, how has this situation served me over time and right now? Where has it taken me? What has it opened me to? What is the gift of this challenge? And then let go and let God guide you. Let go and let your intuition guide you. The answer might not come right away. It might come in the rest of the day. Let the answer come in however you let intuitive hits or realizations come, through billboards, signs, songs, people, something you read. Just pay attention the next 3 or 4 days as you're asking that question. How has this served me? And notice the messages, the clues, the signs that come. And as you do, at one point, and it might take a while, it might not, but at one point, with every time I've asked that question, over time, I've had a realization, a true aha, a true insight at one point. Oh my God, yes, my God. Wow. I am so glad that happened. Because every story, every human story, every animal story, every cosmic story, every story ultimately has a happy ending. Thank you.